All right, cuz we usually start with the AFC. What we do every year is we do the over-unders come out. We stare at them in April. You even came on my pod this year. We talked about it. Then we look at them and we keep looking at them. They change. The alt lines come out. We keep looking. People start banging certain teams they don't like, and just the money lines change. We're debating yesterday about Buffalo. Is that like which over-under do we use, 12.5 or 11.5? Because there's juice on both. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
It's great. It's great until because we have like 4 months until we lose these bets. Not you. You were excellent last year. By the way, I feel like I'm staring. It's going to take a minute. I feel like I'm staring into a kaleidoscope. It's also colorful and pretty. You have uncut cards.
Yeah.
It's like a preteen opened a museum in 1976. NBA hole written all over.
I put some football uncuts so you wouldn't think I was an NBA hole.
I'm going to cut these in the middle of the night. I love it.
That would be the angriest you ever made me with a prank, you cutting up the uncuts. So I did really well last year. Yeah. And it's funny because when we do this stuff and we talk about teams, we talk about regression. It's like, oh, Washington, all these things went right last year. And this is such a classic regression season. I think I'm going to have a regression season.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have a feel for this year at all.
Should you have retired like Marvelous Marvin Hagler?
I thought about it. It would have been funny if I just, dropped the mic and that was it. I was done. I would take 20-12 this year right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? What percentage is that?
I don't know. That's good. I would
Almost
take it. I might even, you could tuck me into 19-13.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out why it was so much harder this year. And I think it's because of reasons that we'll go into when we hit the specific teams. But teams that check a lot of the boxes, there's this one thing where I'm like, like the Giants are a good example.
Yeah.
A lot of boxes for the out of nowhere sleeper. And then you look at their schedule and you're oh my Lord.
I had them 90%. Then we'll get to the NFC in like 3.5 hours. But I had them 90% there. And then I looked at the schedule. I'm like, where are these wins coming from?
So there's that. And I think we just have more good quarterbacks than we usually have. Because we've had a couple good classes of QBs come in. Right. There's like the Drake May, Caleb Williams class is kind of ready to ascend. Yeah. We have all these guys in their prime. And you go through and there's really only two teams with like genuinely shitty quarterbacks plus Indianapolis, which I'm happy to shoehorn in as the third one.
We have a good crop of 26-year-old second-year players. They figured it out. So
so I think that makes it harder because it's easy to be like, oh, that team's going to suck. Like New Orleans, like, they're going to suck.
Right.
But there's not enough of those this year. We're doing AFC first. We're going to go team by team. And
explain the over-under conundrum. I know you did in the opening, but there's 4 or 5 lines where the 11.5 over is minus 140, but the 10.5 under is minus 140, right? So it's like, we didn't know which tight. Some of these aren't tighter than the others, so we didn't know.
Yeah, there's juice on both numbers. So Buffalo is a good example. They're 12.5. The under has the juice. If you go 11.5, the over has the juice.
Right.
So we tried to look at the minus 140 range for all this. And what we do, Vegas puts out these over-unders. We talk about each team and we decide, are they going over or are they going under the bet? So we'll start with Buffalo. They're over. We settled on 12.5. That's got some juice. Plus 150. And their conference, plus 350 for that, 7-1 for the Super Bowl, plus 250 if you think they can be the 1 seed. And they were 13-4 last year, almost 3-1 favorites to win the division. And here's my question for you. Josh Allen, 29 years old. I just said I think he's the best. That part's true. I just said I think he's the best quarterback in the league, even though I know Mahomes has the championship belt. But I thought Allen start to finish was the best guy last year. 4 top 5 MVP finishes, won the MVP last year. 61-22 as a starter in the 2020s. But he's basically Tommy Hearns.
Oh,
he's in all these great fights, but he never wins the fight.
Where's that card?
Tommy's ticket. There's a Tommy ticket behind you. Yeah, Hearns Leonard is behind you. But we've also seen Steve Young. Had a couple MVP, got over the hump. He won when he was in 1994. Peyton Manning, 2 MVPs, 4 top 5, won the Super Bowl at age 30. I'm going all in on this is Josh Allen getting over the hump. I'm picking Buffalo to win the Super Bowl. I'm just going to do it now.
Oh, we're doing it like that.
I'm just telling you now. I'm riding Buffalo this year.
Do I have to get my Super Bowl?
No, you do not. No, save yours.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm in on the Bills this year.
Yeah.
This is I'm just all in on the Josh Allen magical carpet ride year.
This is the first thing we do every year, and I feel like both of us try to get cute. All right, how can Buffalo get upended and not even win the AFC East? let's stop with that. As
Yeah.
long as
I
Josh
did it
Allen's
last year. I
healthy.
took Aaron Rodgers.
Right. I know. So, oh God, shaking my head. But you, I think the only thing you can figure out here is if they win 11, 12, or 13 games. I think that's the only thing, barring injury with Josh Allen, like you said, the best in the league. I mean, they won 12 playoff games in 5 years. It's not right to blame him for the losses. I think in those playoff losses, they allowed 33 points a game. So he can only do so much. You could say the same for Lamar Jackson. We'll get to him. But they re-signed everybody. They gave him $55 million. They signed Rousseau, Shakir, Joey Bosa, they bring in as an edge. They lose Von Miller. His best years behind him. I think it's fine. They travel the fewest miles out of any team. Though all that said, I'm going to go 12 wins, 6 consecutive division title.
You're going under.
I guess that's under. Yeah, if we're going 12 and a half.
I wanted to go under, and I went through the schedule, which was surprisingly light. They go, so the AFC East plays the North and the South, which is really important because the South, I think, is probably the worst division unless you want to make the AFC South case. And then AFC North, other than Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and then Cleveland, obviously. They played the first place schedule, so they have Philly, KC, and Houston. But here's what I thought. Conspiracy Bill, it's too hard for me to get out of this seat and put on the Conspiracy Bill outfit.
I'll wait.
It felt like the league stacked 2025 for Buffalo a little bit.
You think so?
Home games.
Yeah.
Baltimore, KC, Philly, Cincy, and Tampa.
Right.
All of them home.
Yeah.
Road games, they're playing 5 bad 2024 teams, plus Atlanta, they're at Houston, and they're at Pittsburgh. They might, other than at Houston, which I think will be tough, especially with Houston's defense, they might not play an above 500 team on the road. Yeah. And then they have all these people coming to them. So that was one of the reasons.
They officially have the easiest road schedule in the league if you go by projected over-unders, not by last year. And 21-2 at home, by the way. This is early 90s Bills we're talking about now. Over the last 3 years, 21-2.
So I have them basically 12-4 going into that last game, week 18 at home against the Jets. And last year they tanked to screw over the Patriots. I think they just win that one. Yeah. But I have them slightly over Sal. I think they're the 1 seed. A bet that I really like actually at plus 250.
Yep.
And I think they're 13-4, 14-3, somewhere in there. That's where it ends.
All right, that's good. All right, I say 12. I have to go slightly under. You go over.
I did my crazy psychotic player rankings this year with the offense, defense, coaches, offensive line. And the Bills I had at 29. I had Allen as the top QB. Their O-line is the top 4 offensive line. James Cook, he's in there. You could talk maybe, I didn't give Shakir a point, but you could talk me into it.
Right.
And then Rousseau, Jones, Milano, Benford, Johnson. They have 5 chippers on the D, and I think the coaching staff's at least top 10. Yeah. Right? And then home field advantage, you would have to say, is probably a top 4.
I mean, that's 93% or whatever that is. Yeah.
So,
the angriest you were at yourself this week is passing on Josh Allen as the 1 pick in our Ringer Fantasy League.
No, the angriest I was last year that I did the Jets to win, Buffalo not to make the. And if I had switched that, I would have gone 29-3 last year.
Right. That was
and I was battling back and forth. Yeah. Well, I get my revenge on Rodgers in about 5 teams.
Go get it.
All right, so you're under on Buffalo.
Yeah, but 12-5 is a good year for this team. I know they play the first place schedule every year, but I feel like teams are gunning for them a little more. I do like that road schedule, though. I really do.
Well, let me ask you this. You don't have to say the team, but do you have a team finishing with a better record than that in the AFC?
In the AFC? No, I do not. So that's 1 seed.
So you think they could be the 1 seed?
And I mean, then they could tank against the Jets there.
Well, that was one other thing I was thinking with the Jets, because if it's like 12-4 and they have the 1 seed at stake, maybe they go for that game. Right. So I'm going over for them. Next up is going to be the New England Patriots. So we talk about this every year. The kind of can't believe they made the playoffs list, which is basically anybody with odds from, I would say, maybe plus 120 to plus 250. 2024, 2 teams in this range that made the playoffs. Tampa was plus 144. Pittsburgh plus 194. The year before, Green Bay plus 138. Year before, Miami plus 142. And the Giants with Danny Dimes plus 225. So we know we're getting at least 1 team, probably 2 from this list, which is, I won't read all the odds, but Arizona, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, New England's plus 160. We were about to talk about Seattle, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Chicago, Dallas. Miami's plus 220, Carolina's plus 250. I'm guessing 2 to 3 teams from that list, right?
I was going to say 3 to 4 total out, 3 to 4 in, but maybe 3. Yeah.
So I have the Pats over, and I actually have them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you can't call me a homer because last year I was adamant they were going to be the worst team in the league.
No, it's fine.
And somehow they were until the last week.
Yeah.
Joe Milton had the game of his life.
I spent all summer trying to figure out a way to take them under because, this number is another one that's stuck in between 7.5 and 8.5. Right?
It was 7.5 for a while, and then it kind of bumped, and now it's like a legitimate 8.5.
Yeah, so I think they win 9 games. I'm not going to shit on them. It's so much more fun if you think they're going to be great, and then they just fail. And but better coach, upgraded in free agency. They drafted well on paper, and that schedule, 7 of the first 9 teams under 500 last year. Like, forget about tanking for picks. Like, some of these teams tanked for a better schedule, and it worked. It really is spectacular. Number 2 easiest schedule versus number 2 toughest last year. And they're favored in 11 games. So if you're giving them 9 wins, you're not being a homer. They're favored in 11 games.
And that was the case I bet on them pretty early. AFC North, NFC South, and then the 4th place schedule. And you just go through and you're like, all right, I think we can beat them. Yeah, I think we can beat them too. This is the team that checks the most boxes for new coach, easy schedule. Basically what Washington had last year. You could count Drake May as a new quarterback, even though he played 10 games last year.
Right.
They loaded up. I was higher on them about 3 weeks ago. They spent a lot of money on the defense, and they have 4 guys that I gave points on defense. They had a great draft.
That's what has to improve, right? They were dead last in pressures, so
they're going to have a better defense. I don't think it can get to be a top 5 defense, but I think it can be top 10.
Yeah.
There definitely is a depth issue with them because our Lord and Savior Bill Belichick, the drafts were just an abomination down the stretch there. And then Cole Strange ironically got waived.
Yeah.
And that you go back to Cole Strange, and I think I have this right. They trade out of the pick to Kansas City that Kansas City used to take Trent McDuffie, who's awesome.
Right.
Then they go to where they took Strange, and they took him right in front of George Karlaftis.
Right.
So the Chiefs get these 2 guys who are like blue chip guys for them. And Belichick took a guard. It was weird when it happened.
Yeah,
it was kind of like, are you trying to sabotage the Patriots? This is terrible. McVay famously laughed.
Yeah.
So anyway, all those drafts.
Boo-hoo is what I have to say to that. But also, listen, let me give you this now. Before we move on. Speaking of Drake May, you remember last year?
Is it a log?
Well, last year I got you, do you remember what I got you? It was a signed
pylon.
Pylon.
Where is that, by the way? I need that for the studio.
Drake May signed the pylon. And this year, it's a signed Drake May pylon that I found in a freaking closet that they were going to empty into a dumpster.
It's the same gift?
It's the same thing. I'm not letting you throw that out. I'm following that.
I didn't want to throw that out.
What bad mojo you would have had. The Patriots would have had 5. Oh, it's great. It was about... I rescued a pylon. I mean, it was really
we moved studios like 17 times.
All right.
That's how this looks great there.
Go ahead, Gal. He's laughing. He knows it's not staying there. He knows it's not staying.
Look how great this is.
If that had gone, you would have won 4 games this year if that went in the trash.
Can I give you the Pats' first 4?
Yeah.
I know it. You know it already.
Mm-hmm.
Home Raiders, at the Dolphins, which the Pats don't have a great history at. Yeah. Home Steelers, home Panthers. Mild 4-0 possibilities. There's also, oh my God, I can't believe we're 1-3 and now we're playing Buffalo in Buffalo on Sunday night. I thought this season was going to go better.
Yeah.
The case for the Pats, beyond all the stuff we mentioned, is that the AFC kind of sucks. And we're going to have a weird 6 seed and we're going to have a weird 7 seed. And you could talk yourself into 8 teams. You'd be like, I like the Bengals. Well, their defense is going to be awful.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right, go take the Bengals. Like, there's something wrong with every team.
And a tougher schedule. Yeah. That 7 seed, I had like 4 teams, I think, at 9 and 8. And I did a weird tiebreaker and have the Patriots advancing to the playoffs.
How many teams did you have in a 6 seed or 7 seed slot? Because I got to the point where I test drove Indianapolis.
No.
And no, this is when they had Richardson.
No,
I test drove them for a second. I'm like, and Tyler Warren. And then I was like, oh my God, get me out of this car. What am I doing?
You don't even wear a seatbelt. That is dangerous shit.
Awful.
Test driving Richardson. Yeah.
So 2 other things just quickly. I think the defense is going to be actually pretty good and maybe even really good.
They get Landry as a Vrabel guy, get him in free agency.
Vrabel has made the 2 coaches that seem, and I could maybe throw in Pete Carroll too, but have come in and feel like they've changed culture immediately are him and Ben Johnson. Like you read the Ben Johnson stuff or hear the stories and it's just like a different team. They had Eberflus last year.
Right.
We had the worst coach in the league, which is saying something because Dennis Allen was there. I don't even think Mayo is going to ever be in football again.
Right.
And it was just a mess. The GM was a mess. A lot of the dumb contracts they gave out, they're already trying to get out of. So Vrabel came in, he cleaned it up. But look, I really believe in Drake May. We talked about him a bunch last year in the
Not
pod.
a signed pylon, but him as a player.
Like that right here.
Yeah.
I really believe he's talented. My one fear with him is just that him taking dumb hits because he kept doing that last year.
Yeah.
Can he stay on the field for 17 games? But I genuinely think this could be a breakout thing. I have them at 10-7.
I think he'll be good. Why? He's as good, I think, as Bo Nix. I'll say that now. I'm sure I'll get shit for it, but they're not going to lose because of him.
No.
If anything, it's a defense.
I think he can be better than
you
Bo
have
Nix.
10-7. It's a lot to turn around, though. That defense was really rough. That's a 4-win team. What did they have? And you could thank all those coaches for giving you a terrible
But
schedule.
we're talking about new coach bump is usually 5 wins. And then the schedule is super easy. 4 or 5 wins, but then the schedule is crazy.
Yeah. Right.
I'll give you the wins. Raiders, Dolphins, 1 of 2 with Steelers, Panthers. I think they beat the Saints, Browns, Falcons, Jets, Giants home Monday night.
Yeah, I mean, I
Jets, Dolphins last week. I think that's 10.
Yeah, I have 9. You have 10. You know what? That you just don't want a dumb thing in Miami. Like, oh, they played him too early. It was 108 on the turf. They made him wear dark. They made him wear a color. They don't even have these jerseys. They made him wear it. So,
although you probably want to catch Miami while they're seeming super dysfunctional. 10 plus wins, plus 190, if you like the 10.
Ooh.
But I think the playoffs is probably a better bet at plus 160. 9-8 is going to make the playoffs with one of those spots.
That's how I have it. I couldn't get a lot of these teams to 10, but one of them was a 7.
The Pats had 4 guys on defense that I gave points to: Williams, Spillane, Davis, and Gonzalez. And this Spillane is already called hero. The only thing that hasn't been great is Roman Anthony has completely taken Drake May's corner in Boston. It's like the next Prince of Boston. Yeah.
Oh.
So Drake May's got to pull that back.
You want to take a win away, maybe?
I was thinking about it. I was thinking like a Roman Anthony tax.
There's a tariff going on between teams. Boston
Everybody
teams.
loves Roman Anthony. Drake May's like, guys, I just got here. Get your Drake May jersey.
He'll be done in late September. He'll be all right.
Jets, 6.5. This was 5.5 at one point. The over for 6.5 is plus 120. They really wanted to do the under. 8 plus wins is plus 190. If you think they're a playoff team, if you believe in Justin Field, plus 470. They were 5-12 last year. That feels around where they're going to be again. Here's my big question. Is there any way to make Justin Fields a winning QB? I just don't see it. I just don't think he's accurate enough. And we saw it in Pittsburgh where he's in a great situation and they kind of bailed on him after 5 games. He just wasn't good enough.
He holds the ball too long. And that is almost could be the number one metric you look at for quarterbacks.
That's a Shadur thing now.
Yeah. I know he runs better than any of those guys, but he can luck into winning games, but I don't think he's going to be the reason they win games. I know Garrett Wilson, they had the thing in Ohio State, but I think they're going to be a frisky team that's going to win 6 games, but I don't see anything more than that. It's just kind of tough. And Aaron Glenn's good, replaces Sal and Ulbrich. They have a new OC in there, the Lions pass coordinator. Hackett's gone. All that stuff is good. They re-signed Sauce Gardner. I'm looking at their
the receiver room is tough.
Yeah.
The Breece Hall, Braylon Allen thing. Braylon Allen's a big fantasy sleeper right now.
Sure.
The fact that they thought they had this really special running back in Breece Hall, and now he's going to be a 3rd down running back.
Nothing. Yeah. I don't know. They signed a couple of cheap secondary players, but I don't know. I don't see Fields taking them. We'll know week 1, right? We'll kind of know. I mean, will we know against the Steelers? Like that's going to be huge and fun.
That's the other thing I really did not like about the Jets. Steelers home, good defense they're going against.
Yep.
Bills home, at Bucks, and then at Dolphins on a Monday night. But that feels a little 0-4-ish. Right. Both of us were out on Fields last year. I guess that if you're going anti-regression, they blew 6 fourth quarter leads last year.
Yeah.
They had a bizarre coaching situation with A-Kid Sal got bounced.
Is that why they have 2 primetime games this year versus 6 last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it might be better for them, actually.
They took that Membo pretty high, the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
What was he, 7th? Pretty rocky preseason. There were some tough videos with him. And it seems like the guy the Saints got, Kelvin Banks, was actually little more reliable. But
they lose Devontae Adams, DJ Reed, who's
yeah,
arguably better than Stevens. I don't know who they got. Kinlaw's gone. Hassan Reddick wasn't a good fit there, but yeah, the tackle's a good run and pass protector, but it might have reached them.
Yeah, I'm around. I'm under here, and I'm actually right at the number. I'm 6-11 for them.
Yeah, that's right. 6. Perfect.
So the new coach is Vrabel, Glenn for the Jets, Cohen for the Jags, Pete Carroll replacing our guy Antonio Pierce, Ben Johnson for Eberflus, your team, which we'll talk about in part 2, and then your guy Kellen Moore. So we only had 7 new coaches. Usually it feels like we have like 10.
Well, the next team we're about to talk about might have a new coach in like 3 weeks.
Miami over 7.5. I bet this immediately. I still can't believe the over is 7.5. I thought it would drop to 6 by now. Playoffs to make it, they're plus 225. To finish 4th place in the AFC East, plus 220. Yeah. Enticing. We might have a couple 4th place bets with them. Yep. They were 8-9 last year. There's some alt bets if you really like a season from hell for them. You can go like under 4.5 wins, plus 490, under 5.5 wins, plus 260. That was my first question to you. Will Mike McDaniel be our first coach fired? Is there anyone else you'd pick as a bet?
I mean, he's begging for it. I think Dayball last. I'm trying to look at. I saw it's FanDuel. We talked to
a lot of Giants. Good buzz though. Dayball would surprise me.
They might give him another year just because of quarterback situation. But McDaniel, what was his thing? He talked about we're nearer to death. We're closer to no one's begging to be fired more than Mike McDaniel. We're closer to death. Like he's got to. I just don't like this team. The only time I like it is when Tyreek Hill is at his healthiest. But if you look at the metrics, he does not fit on this team because Tua is so injury prone with the however many concussions. He's got to throw it quick. Your speedster means a lot less, right? So
he should be on like the Falcons with Penix just gunning it to him.
He should go somewhere else. Plus, he has a 98 speed on Madden now, and that's going to tear him up all year.
Wow, they dropped him?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that makes me drop. I still gave them 6 wins. Because it wasn't, you gave him like 4 or something. Right?
I was 5-12.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, McDaniel, I think, is going to be fired by Halloween.
The only case for them is so many people have talked about how much they didn't like. I mean, their defensive backs, awful. Maybe the worst secondary in the league. Bad offensive line, plus Tua. So he's just going to be getting rid of the ball right away. They're not going to be able to cover anybody. So if they're going to fall behind, and then it's just going to be like everybody coming at Tua. And it seems like their schedule gets harder as the year gets along. So if they start out, even if they're 3-4, they're in some trouble. But 2-5 would be not great. They have, they're playing the second place schedule, so they have Indy and the Chargers and Washington in that group. But
6 of the first 8 are against teams that didn't make the playoffs. But I just don't like. I mean, I looked at it; they had the most holding penalties in the league last year. How do you do that with a quarterback who's getting rid of the ball before he even has it?
You're playing a speed offense.
Yeah.
I thought they were really sloppy last year. The case for them would be healthy to a season. They got a left tackle they like, that guy Patrick Paul. Yeah. And then the pass rush is back. There are a lot of guys hurt last year.
They went beefy. They went big.
Throw the ball and rush the passer. I don't see it.
They drafted a lot of big guys. They actually drafted a guy. What's the guy? Wait, I got to find his name here. Zeke Biggers was a guy they drafted. So
sounds like a WWE wrestler. Yeah. I wrote this down. I know JJ's talked about this a bunch of times. Sorry, JJ, but the Dolphins just fall through the cracks for the 21st century NFL train wrecks. Mm-hmm. Their last playoff win, I went back and I watched it. Really? 23-17 overtime over the 2000 Colts and Peyton Manning. And it's this crazy Lamar Smith game where he has like 40 carries and then he runs into the end zone for the win.
Remember that.
And they cut to some coach. I think it's Wannstedt. I can't remember. That was their last playoff win. They've won 1 AFC East title this century. They have 5 playoff appearances and they've had 11 head coaches.
If their owner was a little more of an asshole, they would be the Cowboys. Like people would be talking about them and not Dallas. But it's Serena Williams, right? Who's the owner? I don't know. Fergie?
Stephen Ross?
Yeah.
Anyway. They're terrible, and I think they're going to be. So
we both have 6?
Is there I think this is like 6-1, a Buffalo, Pats, Jets, Dolphins exact order. Did we bet this already?
I think it's on there as a special.
Yeah.
think we're going to do a few of those. But
who screws that up?
Well, that's what you want, right? You want to know the first place team and the second and the last place team. I think we're both keyed in on who those are going to be, and then you figure out second.
I feel like we know the first two, and then it's like 3 or 4 is a crapshoot. All right, we're gonna take a break, then we're gonna hit the AFC Central. The Bill Simmons podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. Week 1 of college football is finally here, and FanDuel is kicking things off with a no sweat bet just for you. That means you can place any bet on college football this week, and if it doesn't hit, you get it back in bonus bets. Whether you're riding with your alma mater or backing a top 10 matchup, FanDuel has you covered with live betting, game props, alternate lines, and more. So bet confidently, because with no sweat bet, even your first miss comes with a second chance. Download the FanDuel app now or head to FanDuel.com/BS, my initials, to get started. You must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. This episode is brought to you by Uber Eats. Summer is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do I mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered. I love chicken parm. A day in the sun? No. A bottle of rum? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. And now for a special part of today's show. It's called Forward Thinkers of the Game. It's brought to you by Workday, where we talk about the football players who we think are going to bring something fresh to the field when the season kicks off. Like Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty, I can barely speak on the Raiders. Small, but powerful, crazy running back, plays 3 downs, might be the best fantasy football running back by the end of the year. He's one of them. Could Drake May, could he be the next Josh Allen? Could he take Josh Allen and become Josh Allen 2.0? Might happen. Could Egbuka on the Buccaneers eventually become the most reliable rookie receiver, maybe one of the most reliable receivers in the league? You never know. That's why we play this season, because we get to find this stuff out in real time. When you're a forward thinker, the only thing you're afraid of is business as usual. Workday is the AI platform that transforms the way you manage people and money today so you can transform tomorrow. Workday, moving business forever forward. Learn more at workday.com. Coming back, I had my first old guy mistake at the end of the last segment. I called it the AFC Central. Has it ever been the AFC Central?
Well, Boomer, you call it whatever you want. Yeah, it was.
Like way back, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Houston Oilers, Steelers.
Sadly, it's now called the AFC North. Baltimore, 11.5 is the over. They are minus 155 to win the division, a number that kind of doesn't seem risky enough. I almost feel like they should be like 2-1. Plus 350 for the conference, plus 650 for the Super Bowl, plus 340 for the 1 seed. They were 12-5 last year. My question to you, is this just the James Harden Rockets, this Ravens team?
Ooh.
Great regular season every year. A lot of stats, super fun, very unique with Lamar. And then in the playoffs, something happens.
It might be, but it was James Harden's fault, right? It's
Right.
not Lamar's.
It's not
I don't
Lamar's
think.
fault.
I mean,
At least not last
like
year.
Josh Allen. If you look, by the way, between 2020 and 2024, the best 5-year run for any team without winning a Super Bowl, Buffalo and Baltimore. And it's unfair to give him shit for the shortcomings. 42 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Can we give him shit for 2 years ago when they absolutely crushed our bank accounts?
We could do that.
Okay.
Or when he took his shit. He left the game to take his shit. But the margin's so thin. It's always like a toe inbounds or Andrews drops an easy ball. Like, when is that going to end, right? Maybe this is a year, but we're just talking over-unders here, right?
Well, Mallory, somebody took them in our Ringer fantasy draft. Mallory Rubin, giant Ravens fan.
Yeah.
And she kind of winced. And she was like, ooh, that's not.
Really?
That's somebody who's not following the offseason. They did draft Malachi Starks. Their pass rush still looks pretty weak. They did not lose really any games to injury last year. Did you see that one?
Yep.
They had by far the fewest in the league. And then the other thing, if you're going to like worry about them is just that Justin Tucker thing's officially over. That stability of, I mean, it was really ending last year.
Right.
The stability of having these awesome special teams, home field, moving into a slightly different.
Oh, but he sucked last year.
He did.
Yeah.
But it's just like you have to factor that in now where the special teams were always lights out and now they're not.
Yeah, but I think that's a good trade-off between injury luck and bad kicker luck, special teams luck. So I like Mike Green, their second-round pick from Marshall. He had 17 sacks last year. Little troubled. That's probably why he went in the second round. Yeah, but he could be good. I mean, it's all like, they have 5 playoff teams in the first 6 weeks before their bye. And that game against Buffalo, in Buffalo, that's Ohio State, Texas to start next Sunday, right? And that doesn't get better than that.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I had them at 30 for points of my weird, wacky.
What? Oh,
my weird, wacky
30
ranking.
wins this year? That's
my weird player coach draft system that helped me do really well last year. So I had them even 1 point higher than the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, it looked like they hit their draft a little bit. So if you're going to ding them, at some point Derrick Henry's getting old. I don't know. Is this like a LeBron thing? This just keeps going until he's 40, but he looked awesome last year.
Yeah.
I just don't see any scenario where they don't win this division.
I'm with you. I have them at 11 wins. What'd you have them at?
I have them at 12-5.
Okay.
And I have them as an over. And you could even talk me into 13-4. I think them or Buffalo finishes 13-4. And I'm leaning toward maybe Buffalo being the one that does that.
Okay. Yeah.
So one thing with their schedule, the AFC North plays the East and the NFC North.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also play KC, Houston, and the Rams.
Tough.
They have the Thanksgiving game. They're home against Cincinnati on Thanksgiving. There's a little easy stretch they have here where they go in week 12, Jets home, Bengals home, Steelers home, at Bengals, Pats home. And it comes like right when you would need it. And I think I could see them doing the like start out 2-2, like they're at Bills, home Lions week 3, at Chiefs week 4.
Rough. Yeah.
I could see like a 2-2. Oh, what's wrong? Yeah. And then they win like their last 10
Throw
games.
the Bears in that stretch too. That's how I wrote that down. That starts off that run of where they can go 4-5-0 there.
Yeah. Okay. Next team, the Bengals. So going back to our kind of can't believe they missed the playoffs list.
Right.
Which I didn't talk about that yet. So last year, if you put everybody from basically even odds to plus 160, last year we had 4 teams on this list that missed the playoffs with plus odds. Miami plus 128, the Jets plus 138, Atlanta plus 152, and Dallas plus 164.
Ugh.
Where you're like, I kind of can't believe they missed it. The year before there were 3 teams, and the year before there was 1. I have a bunch of possibilities here, including Cincinnati, who is plus 118. Okay. And I have them right around the 7 seed, but not quite. Either 8, 9, 9, and 8. Their over-under is 9.5. I'm under, Sal.
I wanted to be under because I hate that everybody loves this team and it's kind of the same thing over and over. They lose that first week. Doesn't matter if they played, but they lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Browns, one, inferior teams the first week. We got a whiff of their offensive line again. Remember that when it just disappears? We got that in preseason. I know you don't want to give that, too much credit, but, last year they scored 26 a game and allowed 26 a game. So it could be that other than the quarterback and receivers and Hendrickson, everything could be bad. It's absolutely a case that could happen.
I had this question for you. Did the Bengals achieve true perfection as a perfect fantasy team, guys team, with no chance of being a real life playoff threat?
Interesting.
Like this team is destined to be 8 or 9 or 9 and 8. Their defense can be terrible. Mm-hmm. We just know it's going to be bad. They're going to be in shootouts all the time. Burrow, if he stays healthy, will I think be the best stats quarterback.
He's top 4, right? Nobody could get into that top 4 for years, I think. How many years has it been? Yeah.
Daniels, maybe. If Daniels goes 12-5 again this year, I think he enters the combo.
Because Hurts is right there. I don't think anyone breaks that anytime soon.
So people were like, well, their D might be better this year. What's the evidence? They're 31st last year in defense, but they had a way easier schedule last year.
Yeah.
They played the following quarterbacks last year: Jacoby Brissett, Danny Dimes, Jameis, Deshaun, Minshew, Ritter, Thompson Robinson, your guy Cooper Rush. Mason Rudolph, Will Levis, Andy Dalton, and Russell Wilson. And they were 31st in defense.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, we drafted Shamar Stewart. It's going to be a little bit better. Is it?
I think I want to change my pick now.
You can change it.
I don't know. No, I
want you to be right. I want us to do really well.
I have to. See, what I did is what you don't do. I go through every single
I did that
matchup.
this year because you made me feel bad.
Really?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't go through every matchup.
But your shit added up. Like
I did. I think mine added up.
I'm proud of you. Good. Because last year you put like 3 teams in the Super Bowl or something.
It worked. I was 27-5.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I should have not counted.
They have a new DC. This guy Al Golden, he was a DC for Notre Dame. So Anarumo, I'm going to say it wrong.
Lou
Anarumo, yeah. Who was good once, just I don't know.
Remember Lombardi doing 15-minute monologues about how great Lou Anarumo was?
He's got a
31st D, they fired him.
They end easy at Miami, Arizona, and Cleveland. They better go 2-0 against Cleveland and Jacksonville. Otherwise, we know what we're getting there. But I'm reluctantly taking 10 wins.
They got Slayton to beef up their run D a tiny bit, but it still looks like a team that can't stop the run. Mm-hmm. Their offensive line is bottom 5 in the rankings. It's like a legit bottom 5 offensive line, which is fine because Burrow's great, but there's real health things with him too. And that was the other thing. Like, he's just going to get the shit kicked out of him again. And I don't want to bank on them winning 10 games with the offensive line and the defense. I'm not doing it.
Warren Sharp, let's give him a shout out because we do steal a couple of his things. Worst run support, 30th success rate. Worst run support. Like, everyone's drafting Chase Brown in the 3rd round. Like, interesting that they had the 3rd. Are they counting the sacks as negative yards or something? I don't know.
That's not great.
30th defense, 32nd O-line, pass block rate the last 4 years, what you mentioned.
They're at Cleveland week 1, home Jags week 2.
Gotta win both.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Except they start out slow every year.
Right.
So this is like the two people staring at each other.
I'll keep it at 10. I want credit though if it goes under.
I only had 4 guys with points for them in my ranking system. Burrow was an 8, Chase was a 5, Higgins was a 3, and Hendrickson was a 3.
Yeah.
I had a -1 for the offensive line, and they were an 18 with 4 people. The only one that was like almost as lopsided was the Niners, where they just have like 5 good guys and a great coach and nothing else.
Right.
So it's like a classic stars and scrubs team.
The only thing I'll say is they were 4-7 in 1-score games last year. Maybe they could.
They did lose a couple dumb games, but you also lose dumb games when your defense sucks.
Dumb team, yeah.
Pittsburgh, a team that every year I just blindly buy into the Tomlin thing. They are over 8.5.
It's 8, of course it's 8.5. Can they just make that
8.5? Yeah,
make it the Tomlin total. Like we have the Jeff Fisher 8-8. He gets those numbers. The Tomlin total.
Yeah.
Let's FanDuel make it 8.5 next year too. Like that's it.
5-1 for the division. Plus 134 to make the playoffs. Under 6.5 wins. Plus 240. Just want to point that out. They're 10-7 last year, but cratered down the stretch.
Right.
The big question: will Aaron Rodgers not only just will he be good, but will he finish the season? Is he playing football in mid-December for you?
I think he does because he's annoying that way. And I kind of think he's the perfect quarterback for this team. Like, I love that Pittsburgh, that Steelers special, right? Which is like, you bet they're losing at half and they win the game. And it cashed 5 times last year.
Yeah.
And it's like plus 600, plus 500, plus 600 every week. He's perfect for that. He gets off to such a slow start. He gets sacked. He had such garbage time numbers last year. So he's kind of like, he was 30th in sacks taken, 1st to 3rd quarter, number 30 EPA, 4th quarter, number 6 EPA. This is your guy, Steelers. It may not have looked good in the rebuild, but that's what's going to happen, I think.
Well, I wrote down, I think it would be one of the great over 40 achievements in any sport if this team goes like 10-7 and he's actually pretty good. I don't see it though. The offensive line, they got, I think, 1st-year starters on both tackles.
Yeah.
The skill position guys, like we just did a fantasy draft. Nobody was like clamoring to get Steelers, right? Warren was like the tail end. People tried to talk to him. So you even took Caleb Johnson.
Maybe you get lucky with Caleb Johnson.
Yeah. So they got the 2 tight ends. They have Freiermuth, and then they got Jonnu Smith,
who, by the way, might be the best guy that the Dolphins had, but we'll see. Best.
You look at his stats, and like the Patriots had him. He was awful. Like he had this crazy, weird career year for the Dolphins. I don't know what's legitimate about it.
Yeah.
And then Metcalf, who seems like just a bizarre fit with Rodgers. The only case you could make for them to get to 9 wins is the defense if the defense is really good again, which I have a feeling it's going to take a little bit of a step back because it's older. But
how many do you have?
They play Cleveland twice. They play Indy, Fields, Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, Caleb, and Tua. So they play 2 of the 3 bad quarterback teams 3 times.
Yeah.
And they play a bunch of young quarterbacks. And could their defense, could they get a couple of those dumb wins? I'm leaning more toward, I just think the schedule's harder. The defense is going to be a little worse. And the way they finished the year last year, that to me, this feels like just kind of this is depressing, blah Steelers season. Right?
Well, I just can't move them off that number. I think they're 8-8 going into that last week.
So are you going over or under?
I'm going under. I think they lose.
I went under
to Baltimore week 18 or whatever it is. And that's that on January 4th. I mean, they really have to get out of the gates. They have to win that Jets game because their last 4, I think they have Baltimore times 2, Buffalo, Detroit, and Cleveland, whatever.
Their second half of their season, they got a night game in week 10 against the Chargers, home Bengals, at Bears, home Bills, at Ravens, home Dolphins Monday night, at Lions, at Browns,
It's
Ravens.
Real tough, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 easy ones out of 9 weeks there. From a talent standpoint, I had 5 chippers for them, including Watt, who's still a 4. People seem to like their draft a little bit, but I just don't see any weapons for them. It's going to be another 16-13 type thing, but I don't think they're offensive. I should have said this sooner. I just don't think Rodgers wants to get hit anymore.
Yeah.
That was the guy we watched last year, and we see this. You and I always bet this with boxing and UFC when guys hit a certain point,
right? And
they don't want to take the risks the same way. And I don't know how you play quarterback.
That O-line's got to be good. He's not running for anything.
I don't think it's going to be good.
I mean, they get Metcalf and everything, but they lost. Nobody loves them in fantasy, really. They lost Najee and Pickens. Those guys had 67 red zone targets, by far the best top at the team's positions last year. So,
well, if you talk to a Steelers fan, and thank God we don't know any Steelers fans.
Yes,
thank God we don't know one of them.
How we did it.
They had the GM from the 2019 and 22. Their drafts are like really bad. It was like a meme going around on Twitter somewhere where they took Pickett first. They took Najee Harris in the first round. They have like just swings. They traded a first round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's gone.
Yep.
So these are all the guys that would be like the stars of your team now, and they don't really have those guys anymore. So they have these guys in their 30s, and that's it.
And yet it's just like an experiment because they're going to be 8-8 going into that last game.
I have them under. Okay. Last team, the Cleveland Browns, over under 4.5. Yeah, fourth place is minus 240. I think those are the best odds for fourth place, or the highest odds of anybody. Playoffs plus 880. Last year they were 3-14. Will this ever not be the dumbest team in the league? Like even the Travis Hunter trade, good trade.
Right.
Trade it. You moved back 3 spots. You took Mason Graham. You got all these picks, and then they just fucking lose their minds. They take the wrong Ohio State running back who isn't even on the roster.
Right.
They could take in Henderson, who's I forgot to mention when we talked about the Patriots, but he looks like he's going to be a star.
Be a good kick returner, sure.
No, he's going to be a star. He's going to maybe a 3-down back. The Pats have speed with Diggs and Henderson. I think people don't really realize. Anyway, they could add Henderson. They opt into the Shedeur soap opera for reasons that remain unclear.
After picking a quarterback.
Yeah, after picking another quarterback. Yeah. It's just a bizarre team, and I don't understand. Stefanski, I think we all like.
Yeah.
The media nerds seem to like Andrew Berry. How are you this stupid every year? It has to be the owner.
I was driving over here and I was like, damn it, how did I give them? I gave them 5 wins, which puts it over. But I was like,
Did you change your mind?
This is a team. They signed Bailey Zappi today.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, they signed Snoop Huntley. And these guys have an excellent chance to start like week 5. Right? Instead, it's Flacco, who I have.
Did you see the Flacco Dylan Gabriel photo?
Yeah.
Where it looked like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me?
It's great.
Yeah.
And by the way, they want Shedeur Sanders to be good. You pointed it out. This team has not made a good decision in decades. Of course they want where they got Shedeur Sanders, all this nonsense that they're putting the shitty offensive linemen out there with them. They want to look foolish with the Shedeur thing too? No. Let's get crazy. So they start with Bengals, Ravens, Packers, and Lions, and then they're off to London. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say 0-4.
Yeah. Bengals at Ravens, Packers at Lions, Vikings in London. Can we go 0-5? And
You
then
really
at
could.
Steelers week 6, can we just make it a 0-6 right there?
What
What game are they winning out of those?
Why do I have them?
They're
at
not going to
5
outscore
wins?
the Bengals.
I think they'll win something stupid like at Vegas or something.
You're crazy. I am hard under for them.
All right. So you think they're in the running for worst team of the year?
Yeah.
First pick.
I think them or New Orleans. And that's the other thing with this is who's going to start tanking when we get closer. I just think, wow.
I don't know why I had 5.
I did like Mason Graham. I wouldn't have been upset if the Pats got him. But, him and Garrett, that's a little something. But to not have your second round pick, to do this Hunter trade, but then not end up with the 36th pick, like, what are you doing?
It's outrageous. And they're going to get like $80 million next year or restructured Watson, who's never going to. Does Watson take another snap for this team?
I don't think so. I gave them a -2 for quarterbacks.
Wow.
Judy, Njoku, Garrett, and Ward.
Did you know about the Bailey Zappi signing when you did that? Or you never did know?
Should I do a -3?
Yeah.
Vikings, Browns, London is a classic. We hate you, England game.
Terrible.
That might be one of the worst ones. Where are the Jags? Are they not allowed in London anymore?
No, they have one.
They must
game,
be going, right?
Don't they? They have one game. They just don't have the back-to-back. I think Minnesota.
Oh yeah, they're going week 7.
Yeah.
London's like, can you just push it later?
I reluctantly took over. That was dumb. But I think you can get under 5.5 still, right? For almost the same.
Yeah, with some juice. Well, I'm going under 4.5.
Okay.
All right. Let's take another break and then we'll do the AFC South.
Let's do it.
AFC South. Everyone and their brother has Houston winning this thing, and yet their over-under is only 9.5 wins.
Mm-hmm.
The AFC South is not a good division. They are -150 for the playoffs, 13-1 to be the 1 seed. 12-1 if you want to get excited about CJ Stroud plus their defense, and maybe they get lucky with some rookie receivers that they have. There's a Joe Mixon situation that everybody who plays fantasy has been on all summer.
Mm-hmm.
He's out for the first 4 games. Doesn't look like we're seeing him this year. It seems like he has a fucked up foot. Yeah. Chubb's there. They just have a bunch of. They're basically like what your Dallas running back room last year.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's true though. Yeah.
Here's my question. Can they have the best defense in the league? I took them in our Ringer Fantasy League. I took them in Philly as the 2 defenses. They played the AFC South 6 times. Just go 6-0 against the AFC South.
Yeah.
Go 6-0. You just go 6-0. You go 4-7 against everyone else. You're 10-7.
Yeah. I mean, they did a nice job with D'Amico Ryans with the defense last year. And then, Danielle Hunter now and Stingley. I think they're going to be all right. Will Anderson and those are good bookends for edge rushers there. So they have a decent offensive line, but
they traded Tunsil, and they seem like they were okay with trading Tunsil,
right?
Which is
they
weird.
Lose Tunsil and Diggs, like those are the big ones, I guess. But here's the thing: they weren't very good last year. The best game was that playoff game that they lost, right? Yeah. And CJ Stroud. I mean, you don't have to believe me. They had how many? They moved down big time in primetime games. What was it like?
Right.
They had 5. Now they have 2 or something like that. Their takeaways, like you said, defense is what kept them in the games. So this offense was not smart. They have a new OC, a new lineman, and they have a new wide receiver in there they threw in there. I don't know. He was sacked 52 times, second worst. So hopefully this offensive line thing works out, but I don't put him at 10.
I have them over at 10-7, and really just because of the division. But I have them barely over, and I actually think I think that's good value that it's only 9.5, because I think this, especially with the Indianapolis quarterback situation,
right?
I just don't know who else is going to step up against them. Schedule is a little sneaky hard. The AFC South plays the West, and they play the NFC West. So they play both Wests.
Yeah.
Which technically there's no bad teams out of those 8, but then it's crossed off by the fact that they're in the AFC South.
Rams and Bucks to start as 2 division winners, and they have to go to Baltimore early on. 5 of the last 6 are indoors, so that's good for them. But I think it's a stay away, but I'll go under and I'll give them 9 wins.
Going under?
Yeah. 9 wins.
Okay. I had them 21 for points.
That's
including 6 guys on defense. Anderson, Hunter, Stingley, Lassiter, Bullock, and Petre. Their secondary, if you're doing like best units, their secondary is the best secondary in either conference. And they have the pass rush. And Will Anderson still has 1 level to go. Like, their defense might be awesome this year.
There's about 3 or 4 teams we could do this for. You already did them for 1. These are the quarterbacks they played. Rush.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. Rush, Rudolph, Levis, Richardson times 2, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Mac Jones, and Tua. So
right,
your defense is going to look pretty good after those.
Right. this year, other than the AFC South, I mean, yeah, definitely a little bit harder this year. They have a couple tough road games too, like at Seahawks on a Monday night, stuff like that, at the Ravens. I'd be surprised if they didn't get to 10 wins, but if they got to 9, I'd still probably win the division.
Yeah.
I have Jacksonville as the second place team in this division until about 2 weeks ago.
What happened?
We'll get to the team that I actually have over them. Jacksonville over 7.5. That's what you need to do. The division's plus 290. They were 4-13 last year, Sal.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 172 to make the playoffs this year. I wrote this down. They're paying Trevor Lawrence $55 million a year, and they don't have their 2026 first. Is this an NBA team?
Ooh,
this is like they might as well be owned by Matt Ishbia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
completely overpaying somebody who's not in the top 20 in his position, and he's taking up a giant part. It's basically the Bradley Beal deal.
Yeah,
and then trading all this stuff for Hunter, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't know how many snaps he's going to play." It's like, you didn't figure this out before you traded like a fucking entire draft to get this guy. Yeah. We'll play it by ear. Really?
I think this team does well for this owner that everybody hates. And it's hard to say that this is a prove it year for Lawrence. He's 26, which is about the age everybody comes
prove that he doesn't suck.
Well, he's got his money already. So it's not like he's put up or shut up. They have new GM, new coaches, Liam Cohen. I mean, listen, for you, much as you hate this team, you're the only fantasy owner in the country who has 3 Jaguars on a squad.
Well, you know I love Thomas Jr.
Yeah, all right.
Bigsby was end of the draft, and Lawrence was just whack-a-mole with $1 quarterbacks.
Yeah, you had a lot of, and then look, he played 10 games last year. They weren't good. They were 3-10 in one-score games under Peterson. They have the 6th easiest strength of schedule now. It's tough to start.
Sounds like you're talking yourself into an over.
They're winning the division. How about that? The last 6 are Colts ×2, Titans
plus
×2,
290,
and the Jets. There you go. Take it, Jags. You could turn things around this division fairly quickly. And don't forget, before last year, they had back-to-back 9-win years. So,
first of all, first rule, don't trust the AFC South.
Yeah.
Second rule, you hate the Jaguars. I don't know if anyone's complained about them more than you, except for maybe me.
Right? Yeah.
Because I had Lawrence in fantasy, but I mean, how many times did we talk ourselves into bed in a stupid London game?
I hate this division. You made us make a bet. I was like, let's not pick any of the Souths until November. We're already like 2 AFC South bets in.
I know.
But we'll see.
From a talent standpoint, I only had Thomas, Hines Allen, Olakun, and Campbell. Plus, like, you know, if anyone hits in their draft, but it's not exactly like
you have the Colts better than that. You have them.
No, the Colts I have right there.
Okay.
So the X factor obviously is Hunter. Right. Can Liam Cohen fix Lawrence? Who knows?
Right.
All right. We'll do pie chart.
Go ahead.
What percent of the pie chart is Hunter's just incredible? And playing both sides, and he's an awesome receiver, and he's a lockdown cornerback. So like a 10% chance?
I don't even think that much. I don't think that much. I don't
so what
think
do you expect from him?
A defensive player. He's a good defensive player and has a couple of Dion-ish wide receiver plays, but not.
I thought that trade was crazy.
Yeah, probably.
I don't like that trade, especially a team that doesn't have a lot of talent to do that. That's like it's bonkers trade.
I mean, we're doing over-unders for this year, though. It's probably a bad trade for 2026 and beyond.
I feel safe going under with them. I have them at 6-11.
10-7, baby.
Yeah, I went under. Okay, Indianapolis, a team that I was over until the way the quarterback situation was handled the last few weeks. I'm like, what am I doing? So they're over 7.5. Division plus 340, playoffs plus 198. And honestly, I wrote down, did the QB situation already ruin their season? I think that's very possible. Could Indy be ready for the reset button triple crown in January? Coach, QB, GM. Might be like the complete house cleaning. It feels like that's where we're heading.
Interesting. Owner, too. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I guess that already happened.
Liz, I don't know. They seem to be taking shit for naming Daniel Jones the starter for the season, whereas they could have just said we're starting week 1 with Daniel Jones, but it's clear that he's their starter.
It's clear they've quit on Richardson.
Yeah, I mean, look, he had 13 starts in a era where these guys, Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, have like 40, 50 starts before they come in. So that was tough. He took himself out of the game, which I think, sealed his fate. Like, right? Like, well, does this guy want to play? Like, no, he just told you he doesn't want to play. He sat out. So
he's been a little injury prone.
Yeah.
And then he's one of the most erratic passers.
Shoulder, hip, concussions, all of it. Yeah.
What's funny is I was reading up on that draft because I was like, what was the team that was trying to trade up for him? I couldn't remember. It was Minnesota.
Oh, right.
They Godfather offered them for 4 and they wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Like sometimes the best move is the one that falls through in the end. The other thing that's weird about this team, the receivers and the weapons don't match who they've settled on a quarterback. But they had that Alex Pierce, who's like a great deep threat,
right?
And downs, and like you want to like kind of wing the ball with this team a little bit, but
it's Danny Dimes.
Hey, you have Danny Dimes, who when I was
they matched Richardson. That's the one thing he could do. He could sling it. But now you're right. It's a whole different ballgame.
During the 10 minutes when I was trying to talk myself into picking them as a 7 seed, I called a Giants fan friend of mine and I was like, how bad was Dimes last year? And he was like, completely different guy from 22 when he wasn't even awesome in 22. And he's like, he was so bad, we put in DeVito for him.
Right.
DeVito just got waived.
Yep.
He's on the Patriots now. He's probably our backup QB.
Wait a minute. You're right. Oh my God, that's breaking news.
What?
DeVito on the Patriots.
It was broke 2 hours ago.
Look at that ring. Look at those flowers. Your gym teacher's dating your butcher. I don't know. I'm trying to make it like it's a Taylor thing. It's okay.
By the way, Josh Jacobs was the ball was sailing all over the place in the preseason, and DeVito is actually probably better than him.
You're gonna see him a lot.
So, are you?
I'm going way under. I think they have a shot to be the worst team. I have 4 wins, and in the running for. I mean, they end at Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville, and at Houston. Nothing's going to be easy. They lost Freeze and Kelly on the offensive line. That's tough to replace.
That's the thing is they used to have this awesome O-line.
Yeah.
And they just don't anymore.
Right.
So the one thing where we're like, well, at least I'll be able to block. They can't do that.
They haven't won a season opener in 11 years, and they start with home against Miami and then play in Denver. This could be a disaster.
Tyler Warren, I think we like.
I do like him. Yeah.
I also like the under 5.5 wins at plus 250. I have them at 5-12.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see a situation where this team shocks us, but this is a team that fits the profile for, whoa, nobody believed in this. Danny Dimes is back. It's just like we saw him play last year.
What are we going to do with this coach, though?
Steichen?
Yeah, I mean, he's another one. I think he's top 3 for first fired.
Oh, good point. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So how would you rank them?
And he's got Lou Anarumo there, too.
Mike, we're all going to die. McCarthy, number 1.
McDaniel, right?
Mike McDaniel, number 1.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy already got fired. Well, he didn't get fired. Yeah. He just got unrenewed.
They kept him around just long enough so they couldn't talk to Belichick or Vrabel or any of those guys. That was
great.
Smart. Yeah.
Got career assistant Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
So McDaniel, number 1. Would you put Steichen 2?
McDaniel 1, maybe Steichen 2.
Because that's a good move by the GM to be like, hey, Richardson was a good pick. This guy fucked it up.
Right. Hold on.
And then Zach Taylor, would you put Zach Taylor?
Well, you don't have Dayball in there at all, huh?
I like the Giants, but I guess he belongs just because the Giants fans actually have hope. So if they suck coming out of the gate, then he gets fired.
Canales and Taylor. I mean, Taylor, I don't think anyone benefits from their good quarterback as much as Zach Taylor.
I know.
That guy could be trash.
Last team in the division, Tennessee, over 6.5. So here's where I really struggled, Sal. And I almost picked Tennessee to make the playoffs. And spoiler alert, I did not. I absolutely cannot believe they made the playoffs list, which basically is 3-1 odds and up.
Oh.
Last year, we had 3 teams that made the playoffs. Minnesota plus 285, Washington plus 310, Denver plus 540. 3 teams. Year before, Rams plus 285, Indy plus 350, Tampa plus 360, Houston plus 520. 4. Year before, 22, Jacksonville plus 450, Seattle 5-1. That tells me we're going to have at least 2 teams from the following list: Vegas, Tennessee, Jets, Giants, Saints, Browns. All of those have odds 3-1 or worse. And Tennessee is a candidate. Tennessee is plus 390. And here's how I tried to talk myself into it. It is a classic, what if Cam Ward is just good right away? It's CJ Stroud. It's Jay Daniels.
Yeah.
He's just immediately good. I don't know if you've read the stories about he get in a fight with Jeffrey Simmons. Like he's showing up at 5 a.m. Everybody's in there. Like he's just like a leader of men. He's checking a lot of my boxes. The problem is we watched them last year. We watched them go 2-15 against the spread. We watched one of the worst coach teams of the decade. Worst special teams, definitely of the decade.
Yeah.
And I can't back the coach. And that's why my train got off.
And they play the AFC West and the NFC West, right? So you're not going to get outside of your division. You're not going to get too many freebies. But
plus the Texans.
And I'm with you. Like there's never once have we seen a guy so undervalued, a number 1 overall pick. Like go through since we've been watching football forever. Caleb, Bryce, Trevor, Kyler, Jared, Jameis, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton.
Like just like buzz about a guy.
It's insane. Like he has this sneak up on you factor. He really does. Is that he doesn't get sacked a lot. That's what you like out of I think he got sacked like 3 or 4 times at Miami last year in college. But they have no units in the top half. That's the thing. Like running back.
It sounds like their
receiver.
offensive line might be better. Mm-hmm. And they feel like I did a deep dive and they're like, we figured out the offensive line. It's okay.
All right. Good for them.
It might be pretty good.
And they have what? They had Jefferson and Lockett, and they have Ridley. Ridley's like their blue chipper. So
the case against them, 0 pass rush. They probably, other than Simmons, it's the worst front 7 in the league. Bet no receivers beyond Ridley. And I guess you could say that the special teams can't be worse. Mm-hmm. I just can't get there with the coach. I really wanted to. I wanted to try. It's like, why would this team, like if they had Mike McDonald as their coach with Cam Ward, I would be like, I'm in. 9-8, 7 seed. Let's go. Bad division. Let's ride this. But this is not a Dan Quinn with Jaden Daniels situation. This is not like having Vrabel with Drake May.
Did you give him 6 wins? Did you give him 6 or 7?
I did. I went hard over.
Yeah.
7-10. But I thought about 9-8.
Yeah. All right. Well, I give him 6, and that's a pretty good improvement from 3. Like these guys,
but 6 teams, is under.
Oh, all right. They're going to double their wins. Like they were 2-6 in 1-score games.
You're under for the Titans.
Is it 6? Was it 6.5? Yeah. This one's in the middle, 5.5, 6.5. So whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I'm giving them 6.
All right. So you're under.
All right.
Because I had over 6.5 plus 115. Want to do one last check?
Let's do it.
Just to make this could be big. Because if it's 5.5, that's good for both of us. Really exciting stuff right now. Going to the FanDuel site.
No one can be watching. People watching?
No, people are definitely, they love this.
All right.
FanDuel has the win totals. You can go right to Tennessee.
So look what happens here. You have under what?
Oh, it moved.
Yeah,
we can do this.
It's a
great job.
5.5. It's a 5.5.
It's a 5.5 now. This is great. I'm glad we did that. Over 5.5. So we're both over.
Okay, we're both over.
Over 5.5 is minus 140.
It changed.
No,
okay.
We're sticking with that.
Okay.
All right. So mark that at home. Sal, I'm glad. I'm glad we're aligned on this.
Good. Let's be on the same page.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna. That was such a riveting segment. We're gonna have to take a break. The AFC West is here. Kansas City is here as usual. This one I really struggled with when I saw my notes from this. I cannot believe they missed the playoffs list.
The playoffs? Oh, the list. Yeah.
Philadelphia plus 270, KC plus 285, Baltimore plus 390, and Buffalo plus 520. So why am I listing those teams? Because every year for at least the last 3, somebody from a list like that missed the playoffs.
San Francisco last year. Right?
Yeah, last year San Francisco. Year before Cincinnati plus 225. Year before Green Bay plus 360. Mm-hmm. History tells us somebody's going to miss the list, or somebody from this list will miss the playoffs. I don't think it's going to be Philadelphia. I don't think it's going to be Buffalo. I don't think it's going to be Baltimore. And I don't want to pick the Chiefs. So I think the streak ends.
It's fine.
But I just wanted to flag it.
It's fine. Good.
I just wanted to flag it. If one of those 4 missed the playoffs, I think it would be the Chiefs. But come on. Chiefs over under 11.5. Division minus 105.
Yeah.
Number 1 seed plus 380. And playoffs is minus 375. They're 8-1 to win the Super Bowl.
If you look at every metric, this team should not have won 15 games. This team probably shouldn't have won 11 games. The
nerds were outraged by this team.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the biggest disparity between what the record should have been and what it was ever.
22nd in red zone offense. It's a futile exercise, right? Because they're not the best team. They know how to close. I feel like, I've had 3 kids already and I know how, and that's going to be it. But they when the doctor, I was so surprised that the doctor would come in the very last minute. I'm like, where's the doctor? Like, they're just there. Really
he comes in like Mahomes.
Yeah, it's Mahomes. It really is. He was 11-0 in one-score games.
Comes in with ready to snip stuff.
Yeah. 15 wins going into week 18. Like, it's crazy. 8-0.
That is funny. The doctor is like Marion Rivera.
Yeah.
Think they should have music?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, that's good. Entrance music. I remember being like, where is this guy or gal? I have no idea. So, yeah, they're late. So, I mean, yeah, they're an enigma. They lose Tooney. Taylor wasn't great. They had Jalen Moore on the offensive line and Josh Simmons in the draft.
The Josh Simmons thing seems big.
Yeah. So, I'm going to put them at 11, man. I think that's under.
My question for you with the Chiefs. Did Mahomes kind of need to be Clubber Lang in that Super Bowl? Did he need it? Because he wasn't very good last year for him.
No.
I mean, I think he was 6th in MVP.
Imagine that. 15 wins, 6 in MVP.
And that's the thing. When I was struggling with who to put at the top of the QB pyramid, and Mahomes is just blind in because he's at the Super Bowls, but I was like, he definitely wasn't one of the best QBs last year. And even like if you look at the deep passing stats for him, he was terrible with deep ball. And you could say like, well, his receivers and Rice, and you make excuses for it.
No explosive plays.
But he just wasn't good last year.
Yep.
For him.
Mm-hmm.
So did he need to be Clubber Langed?
Yeah. There's that whole metric where the losing team of the Super Bowl, that's when you write them off for the next year. So maybe that's why they fit in. But I just think they're so used to being in these games with 2 minutes left. They're so there every single time. They don't lose at home. Like I said, 8-0. Doesn't matter that they have the worst explosive play rate in the league and that they're, I think you give the defense credit. That guy, he'll never get.
Your guy Spagnuolo. You love
Spagnuolo
Spagnuolo.
Never get enough credit. He just won't,
Well, you know what else isn't getting enough credit? How brutal their schedule is from a travel standpoint.
Yeah.
The AFC West lucked out. They got the AFC South, they got the NFC East, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They got the worst division in the AFC and the second worst in the NFC.
Yep.
But they're playing Buffalo, Baltimore, and Detroit. They have 8, I repeat, 8 non-traditional weekly games, night, Christmas, or Europe.
One of them's Dallas, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Start the season in Sao Paulo. They have a Sunday night game. They have a Monday night game. They have a Sunday night game. They have a Monday night game. They have a Thanksgiving game. They have a Sunday game. They have a Christmas game. And maybe even a Sunday night game. Who knows? But that always makes me nervous when the schedule is crazy like that.
Yeah, does it?
I don't like it.
I almost feel like they're worse off like when they went to Carolina last year and they won that game that they
when they're bored,
when they're on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the 1 or 2 times a year. That's kind of when they have weird mojo. But
no Rice for the first 6 games. He took the suspension. So to your point, they only have 2 hard road games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a fascinating Allen season, but I also think it's a fascinating Mahomes season because
definitely
this was like he let control of the steering wheel a little bit last year.
I want to look into MVPs plus 650, which is very high for Patrick Mahomes. I know it's probably not one of our top 3 picks, but we do have that KCD, that money we put aside, KC to win the Super Bowl, Mahomes MVP. That might be running out a little. But you're right. Like they could be 1-3 to start. Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Ravens. Then at Jacksonville Monday night could be like a must win.
Well, I was trying to think of other guys that peaked in their 20s in a crazy way. And then as they hit their 30s, it just wasn't ever quite the same.
Yeah.
And I thought of Pujols.
Interesting.
Remember Pujols, where we were like, oh my God, this guy's Ted Williams crossed with, and then he hit his 30s and it just wasn't the same anymore. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen to Mahomes, but
if the O-line's good, he'll figure it out. I know it's like a really simplistic way to analyze this team, but
well, that's a long way of me saying I'm going over, and I think this is a Mahomes. This is a Mahomes. People are talking to me about this on the streets. Kind of comeback season for him. Okay. He has more weapons. It's Kelsey's farewell season, but
they're 20-4 in divisional games over the last how many years? I don't know.
The big thing for them is just having that infrastructure of just everything's the same every year.
Yeah.
Which I think probably hurt them in the Super Bowl because it's like, all right, we're back in the Super Bowl. And you don't have that, oh my God, I want to give my life for this. But I don't know how they wouldn't go 12-5.
You have 12. I have 11. Is it 11.5?
It's 11.5.
All right. So I'm slightly under, but I still believe in this team to win the division.
So I have them at 12. And I had them at 29 points in my point system, which ties them with Baltimore and 1 behind Buffalo. I have them at 12 wins. I do not have them winning the division.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, so you must have a team doing
This
very
is my
poorly,
big
too.
swing. Denver Broncos.
Wow.
Over 9.5. I've talked about them on 5 podcasts, so people aren't surprised. In fact, the question is, can you become the surprise contender when so many people think you're the surprise contender? But I actually think they're the surprise
If you
contender.
would have said this last year, it would have gotten more.
This might be the everybody believes in us team, but division plus 290. That dropped. That was like plus 350 at one point. Second place plus 210. Playoffs minus 130. That used to be even. And you can go 12 plus wins, which I think they're going to get plus 310. And I'm just all in, man. I like this team last year, and there was some schedule stuff with them. There was some Sean Payton. I finally have some of my guys, but they beefed up the defense. They got Greenlaw and Singleton, Fanga, better running backs. They beefed that up. They like the receivers. Their defense last year, I know it was against some shaky teams, but they were first in defensive EPA. They were first in sacks.
Yeah.
I have them on defense. Benito, Franklin Myers, Allen, Greenlaw, Surtain, Jones, and Hufanga. There's 7 guys who got points for me on their defense. And they have one of the best offensive lines in the league.
That's it.
And you love Bo Nix.
I love Bo
Nix.
Nix.
And we both love Sean Payton.
I think
it's like, why isn't this a 12-win team?
He's done an amazing. This is how you build a team, right? Great offensive line, solidly built, great defense. They are exactly the opposite of the Chiefs, even though they're successful and maybe, as you're predicting, more successful. 9 wins by 8 or more points. Chiefs don't do that. 7 wins by 14 or more points. They made the playoffs despite being 1-6 in one-score games. That's insane.
Wow.
The luck is going to turn around even more. So I think you might
and there's
be right.
a home field advantage with the altitude. You got to factor that in.
For sure. Yeah. Unlike the Chargers, they have the biggest home field in they and the Chiefs. Yeah.
Schedules, it's okay. They got to go to London at one point. They're playing the Chiefs on Christmas.
They should win those first 2 games, Titans and Colts, right?
Yeah, the schedules, it's not easy. So that's why normally I would have been like, because I really feel like this is going to be this year's Lions. I think it's like lined up for them to be really good. But the schedule is a little harder than I would want.
Yeah. You want a stat that you're going to love?
Yeah.
16-1 and 3-team teasers, 10 points. 16-1. Oh, that's the best.
Peyton likes the team. He's telling everybody he likes it. He believes in his guy, Nix.
63 sacks. They're solid. I'm only going to give them 10, but that's good enough to go over, right?
Yeah. Titans week 1.
Yeah.
At Colts week 2,
Colts.
Danny Dimes. That's 2-0. Yeah. At Chargers week 3 with 55% Denver fans. Home Bengals week 4. And then at Eagles week 5. And I think that's 4-0. I think they're 4-0 going into that game.
It's a little tougher. Yeah. That's pretty good, though.
LA Chargers overs 9.5. 3-1 for the division. Plus 350 to finish last in the division. Minus 120 for the playoffs. They were 11-6 last year against an even easier schedule than the Broncos. Against every good defense, they did not score points. I talked about this when I talked about Herbert a couple weeks ago on the pod, where they're just like, if they're against a good defense, it was between 10 and 14 points. Slater goes down.
Terrible start. They extend them, and then it goes down.
We've seen enough of these seasons. When you lose a guy like that in August, I'm trying to remember when it's ever been good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, despite the loss of the best guy in our team.
Right.
It's just, they moved Joe Aldo over there. They'll be able to make do with that, I guess. But the one thing that was going to make them kind of special was this big, nasty offensive line. And now it's not big and nasty.
Yeah. This is the most annoying team in football in the last decade, out of the watchables, right? I'm not talking like Panthers, right? This is a team like, why the hell do you have 13 points with 2 minutes left in the third quarter? This is crazy. He's slinging the ball. Like you said, I think they're much better in 2023, but not as good as the world wants them. In fact, I think this year determines if Jim Harbaugh, if this was a good move, like in general. They were top 2 in penalties. Good coaching, you don't see that. 3 of their 11 wins were against sub 500 teams, like you mentioned earlier.
You thinking a little Jimmy Johnson at Miami kind of?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Like, oh, this guy's going to be the savior, but maybe he left his magic at the other team?
Yeah, I mean, do we pencil them in and making the playoffs and then just getting slaughtered in the first round? Like maybe that's their thing. They never beat the Chiefs. They have to beat the Chiefs in Brazil. That's a home game. They
Right.
have to win that. Otherwise, this is going to be stuck. I think I have them with 9 wins. They have no true home games. You go down their schedule, it's like, well, they're definitely beating the Colts. Well, no, the Colts might have more fans. Like, you can't
Well,
give them
that's
a
the thing.
win.
We
Like,
do this every year on Guess the Lines on Sundays. Like they play week 4 at oh no, that's at the Giants. Week 3 Broncos, week 5 Commanders. We know what's going to happen in that Commanders game. It's going to be 60% Washington fans.
And maybe it'll get there someday, but we're not there yet. And I just can't pick. I mean,
Vikings, Steelers, those are home games for those teams.
Look at those last 5. Philly, KC, Dallas, whatever, Houston, and Denver. I mean,
every Philly fan we know is going to be at that game.
Right. And they travel. I know the Brazil thing makes it weird, but 37,000 miles, which is the most. I have them with 9. I can't get them to 10.
I had the Broncos at 30 points in my weird ranking system. I had the Chargers at 21. So this is the best score for a team that I do not have in the playoffs. But I have them at 8 and 9. I think that's where it ends.
The draft was good. Maybe Hampton's amazing. And,
so that would be the
Harris.
X factor. Hampton's amazing. Right. They're just pounding the ball. There's some sort of Herbert go up a level, but we just, the football nerds, they're gonna stick with Herbert to the bitter end, and we just haven't seen it. Actually, that reminded me, I had a question for you. He is 41-38 career.
Is that what it is?
0-2 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now he has his built-in excuse for this year because Slater got hurt. So the Herbert Kool-Aid drinkers can be like, well, we lost Slater.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about the playoff game. We're just not allowed to talk about that anymore. That's over there. That's like when your uncle got hammered at Christmas and shit in the corner, and you're like,
how did you
let's
know
never
this?
talk about
It's Jimmy's father. Yeah, that is true.
Let's never talk about Uncle Jimmy again.
Yeah.
We're just not allowed to talk about it.
Right.
What happened in the playoffs? I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, even with a good offensive line, he had, his interception rate was number 20, his sack rate was 28. And I still think he's good, but
well, I have a new nickname for him for you.
What's that?
Justin 500.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I'm going Justin 500 for Justin Herbert. I think at the end of the season.
Is that a shitty NASCAR race?
Well, he's 41-40 career if you include the 0-2 in the playoffs. I think at the end of the season, he's exactly 500.
I like that.
He's 8 and 9.
He'll
be 50-50. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 49-49.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I feel like we did this with someone once.
Well, we did this with Shanahan for a while.
Shanahan, this coach, yeah.
Every time like Shanahan passed some shitty coach
it's
in the
typically
ranking.
Fisher, but yeah, it's Shanahan. That's the one.
I'll say this. I was under on the Chargers before the Slater injury.
Yeah.
So, because I had already decided on the Broncos. This next team, the Las Vegas Raiders, over 6.5, 12-1 for the division, plus 330 for the playoffs, plus 440 to win 10 games. Last year, they were 4-13, and they check a couple of the boxes. They went from Antonio Pierce, worst coach in the league, second to worst, third worst, in the top 3 worst.
Mm-hmm.
The worst quarterback situation probably of anyone other than the Browns. Now they have Geno. He's competent.
Yep.
Got Pete Carroll's pumped and jacked. Pete Carroll, 17 straight seasons, seven wins or better. They have Genty.
Yep.
Who is going really high in
major
drafts.
upgrades. Pierce
and
to Carroll,
Brock Bowers.
Genty from Madison, Geno from Minshew, and Brock Bowers. He should just get better.
Brock Bowers, who was like the most amazing tight end since Gronk the second half of last year.
Chip Kelly finally has what he wants.
Chip Kelly is the OC.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, 3-year deal. So they're like, we're pumped and jacked. We're coming in. They're playing the AFC South. They play the Browns, the Giants, the Bears, and the Cowboys. They play KC in week 18.
Right.
That could matter if KC is like, fuck it.
Right.
They were minus 16 in turnover differential last year, 31st overall. So they're better at QB, coach, and running back. Probably the worst secondary in the league if you're going to ding them on something.
Yep.
Defensive line's not great. The defense, but that's going to be a Pete Carroll moving guys in, pump the jack thing. I have them in the playoffs. I have them 9-8.
Good for you. I have 9 also. I don't have them in the playoffs, but I think they're a 9-win team. I have a lot of wins in that AFC West, but it all adds up. I promise. Yeah, I do worry though that they're going to be feisty but lose a lot of games. Like I think they're going to be like the SD Joneses of they're going to be the LV Joneses. Yeah, like all right, on TV he's going to lose like 6 out of 7 wins, and
then Tony Atlas, when Tony Atlas and SD Jones were together,
maybe they'll team him up with Tony Atlas. Maybe he'll beat Iron Mike Sharp if nobody's looking.
He pinned him. Where's the referee?
Right, exactly.
He's pinned him for 7 seconds.
They've been screwed by the referees. So Morrig and Spillane were their highest rated run defenders, but they have Malcolm Kuhn, so that's going to be tough. But I think they go against the weakest quarterbacks in the league. Number one easiest schedule of pass offenses. So
I noticed
that does help. And 7 of the final 8 are indoors. Gino's quarterback rating is 100 plus indoors.
I mean, think about this. You go 3-1 against AFC South.
Yeah.
And you beat the Browns and you beat the Cowboys. That's 6. Split Giants, Bears, there's 7. Beat the Chargers at least once, there's 8.
Yeah.
We can get to 9 wins pretty easily.
Beat New England game 1. Yeah.
From a talent standpoint, I wouldn't say they're loaded. They're top heavy in the same way the Niners are and the Bengals are.
We're looking for a team like this. It definitely could be them. I want to bet. I wish we could bet that they cover over 8.5 games. Can we bet that they'll cover 9 games? Who cares if teams win or lose?
So from the absolutely cannot believe they made the playoffs list, Vegas, Tennessee, Jets, Giants, Saints, Cleveland. This is the first one I'm going with. Vegas plus 320.
It is.
And we know we're going to have at least 2.
Do you have, you have them with 10, so they have to be in.
No, I have them 9 wins, and I think 9 wins makes it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the 7 seed is 9 wins.
What other 9? Because this is the last team in the AFC. So what other 9-win teams do you have that don't make it?
They're the only one. I put Pittsburgh and Cincinnati at 8-9.
That worked out nicely.
And I put the Chargers at 8-9. And if one of them gets to 9, I'll give Vegas the tiebreaker. Gotcha. So I have Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, Denver as my division winners. KC is the 5 seed, New England is the 6 seed, and Vegas is the 7 seed. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to welcome Vegas to the Shakey's game right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're already invited. We've already made reservations for the 2-7. Who would it be? The Denver Vegas Shakey's game.
Who's home in the AFC South?
Denver the 2 seed and Vegas the 7 seed.
Well, yeah.
So you're saying Houston?
The Texans or Jags would host, I think.
But that's Houston KC. They're not going to put that.
Right. Yeah.
Unless it was Houston Denver, they would put that in Shakey's.
Right. Yeah, I have Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Jags, division winners, Broncos, Bengals, Patriots.
So I didn't do the 3 in, 3 out exercise because it didn't work last year and I didn't want to force it.
What's the 3 in, 3 out? Oh,
3 playoff teams out, 3 in.
Doesn't always work.
I wonder, I was looking at it. Does the 17 game schedule have less variance? 16 games was like 3 in, 3 out. Like you could set your watch
now.
By
if you're good, you're good.
Yeah, you got that extra game to kind of right the ship.
Right.
Even Cincinnati last year almost made the playoffs and they sucked.
Yep.
All right, that's it for part 1. Thanks to Gahao. Thanks to Ceruti. We're putting this up as on Wednesday night, and then we're going to put up part 2, which is coming probably Thursday lunch range of NFC. Yeah, and we're going to take a break. I'm going to get you a Coke.
Okay.
Coke Zero or Diet Coke?
Coke Zero.
Diet Coke I probably have.
Sure, whatever.
I'm going to have a coffee. We're going to take a break, and we're going to do the NFC, including your team.
Woohoo!
Let's go.
Let's go, Chia.